Victor Wembanyama is easily the most hyped up prospect we've seen in a long time. And in fact, he's so hyped up that teams are willing to scrap any major plans they had this season just to get their hands on Victor next year. And I've been seeing a lot of teams that have been in the conversation for getting Victor. Teams like the Pelicans, teams like the Rockets, the Jazz, the Spurs, the Thunder, even the team that got the number 1 pick this year, the Orlando Magic, has been in talks. But I feel like there's no team that is more deserving of Victor Wembanyama than the Charlotte Hornets, and here's why. The Charlotte Hornets are the definition of mid. Ever since the 2016-17 season, they've been in the play-in territory or just flat out missed the playoffs. Even after drafting LaMelo Ball, they still haven't even made a playoff berth. They've been to 2 play-in games and got destroyed in both games. As of right now, they're one of the worst teams in the league with a record of 5-14. LaMelo Ball has barely played and they're below average on both sides of the ball. Their net rating is -5, which is 27th in the league. Not to mention the disaster offseason they just had, losing Miles Bridges, who was a perennial all-star last year and averaged 20 points per game. Legitimately one of their best players. They ended up having to let him go due to his own scandal. They got players on the team who are incapable of getting out of trouble. And if you look at the roster right now, it's just completely inequipped to make the playoffs. It's basically a tanking roster, and LaMelo Ball should not be playing right now. And even if you look past LaMelo, this team hasn't gotten any good fortune in the draft in so long. The last great piece that they got out of the draft was Kemba Walker. And if we're being real about Kemba Walker's stint in Charlotte, it was just him carrying a mediocre to below average team and just praying to make the playoffs. And I'm sure management does not want history to repeat itself once again with LaMelo Ball, because LaMelo has shown that he is one of the most talented young guards in the league. And he's shown that he can make his teammates better, that he can play team basketball, and that he's talented enough to lead this team to wins. And adding Victor will only make this team better and give them that second star that they really need. And the second reason why the Charlotte Hornets really need Victor Wembanyama is that some of these other teams really don't need him. Houston already has a really good, solid young core. You got your shooting guard of the future, Jalen Green. You got your forward with upside in Jabari Smith. You got KPJ, who is a promising young guard. And then you got some really good young talent off the bench like Kenyon Martin Jr., Jayshawn Tate, Alfred Sengun, while also having guys who are expendable like Eric Gordon and Derek Favors. Adding Victor to this team would just make him more limited and prevent him from showing how talented he really is. And the same case goes for Orlando too. They have the number 1 pick in Paolo Banchero, and he's sharing shots with Cole Anthony, who's also sharing guard minutes with Jalen Suggs, and Bol is trying to get minutes, while also having Wendell and returning Jonathan Isaac. Where can Victor really fit here? And from the looks of it this season, it looks like Bol is the Magic's future big, so I don't think Victor would want to share minutes with Bol. Now, Victor to the Pelicans actually makes sense. If you look at it from an offensive and defensive standpoint, Victor would make the Pelicans exponentially better. But the reality is the Pelicans do not need him. They already have a ton of talent on this team. And if we're being real, they are a playoff team. They should not even be thinking about trying to get Victor right now. Even with the Lakers pick, which might not even make it to the top 10 or the top 15, because the Lakers have actually been playing pretty well recently. So it's not even looking like they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league. But even with that pick, it's more valuable if you trade it for a valuable asset that's going to help you win a championship. This Pelicans team doesn't really have time to be worrying about the draft. They should be continuously stacking the deck in order to build a championship contender. Victor should be the last thing they're thinking about. Plus, even if they get Victor, he's just going to be super limited playing with Zion, CJ, and Ingram, while also sharing minutes with Valanciunas. Also, for my own selfish reasons, I live in North Carolina. The Hornets play in Charlotte. I want to see Victor play live. Just having that advantage over all the other NBA fans. I get to see this generational talent play live right in front of me is the ultimate flex. Yeah, having LaMelo is cool, but that's mostly because it's LaMelo Ball. Drafting him came with the opportunity to flex. But having a 7'5" demigod on the court playing for your hometown team is the ultimate reason to flex. And I want to experience that. That's the reason why I'm making this video right now. Also, as a fan of Victor, I'm not trying to stay up until 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock to watch Victor play. The Hornets play around 7, 8 o'clock anyways. That's usually when their games start. So I get to save an extra 3 to 4 hours by watching Victor play in Charlotte instead of Utah or San Antonio. But hey, that's just me. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Make sure to put that in the comments. Also, in the comments, let me know where you think Victor is going to get drafted to. And if you like videos like this and you want to see more of them, make sure to hit that sub button. And that's it for this video.